2 weeks in now, what have you seen from your group?
We were talking about this the other day. I think that we've got we kind of compared ourselves to like a unbroke colt or a wild stallion or something. I think we got a lot of talent. I think we got a lot of energy. I think we got the right makeup, right? Our physicality's there, all that. Now we're just wild sometimes. I don't know that we're as detailed, obviously, as we need to be. We're not executing at the full level that we need to be. But I do think that as far as having all the components, right, that it takes to be a really good offense, I think we got those things. So we just got to hone them. We got to keep executing, keep bringing them together. That's what fall camp's about. And keep having our leaderships, our leaders kind of rise up and help us out. And then and just kind of keep focusing on detail and execution. And if we do that, then I think we're headed in the right direction.
What's it like going up against this defense every day in practice?
It's a great challenge. Obviously, top 15 defense in the nation coming back. Got a chance to do that, and we got good players. We're top 15 offenses too. That's having a chance to do that. Anytime you can get great competitive work, I think Coach Lashley does a great job of putting us in situations to compete and putting us in situations to really strain ourselves to the most we can, and that's been evident throughout fall camp, and I think today was a great example, kind of getting into that red zone competition period there at the end, and we got whipped, and we got to go lick our wounds and come back and do a better job next time.
What have you seen from your quarterbacks, particularly from Patrick and
Man, really excited about our quarterbacks. Obviously, we feel like we got two that can win in the ACC. Keldrick is developing every day and coming along, and he's going to be a great support for that room, and really excited about watching all those guys develop. It's fun having Dallas kids that are invested in SMU and are invested in this offense. And I don't know how many college football programs are out there that their top three guys are all high school. Have come through the high school feed system and been part of your program since they arrived on campus. But we're proud of our guys and that mechanism, and I think we got guys that we can win with.
And with them all being Dallas kids, obviously you see how the move to the ACC can help recruit locally, but do you think you're going to see that in the transfer portal too, and we have already seen that with guys wanting to come home and now having a power conference school in their backyard?
Yeah, I think we have had great success over the past couple of years with that model anyway. I think Dallas sells itself. I think it is kind of a transfer destination. Certainly SMU, what we've been able to produce, if you're a transfer right now, you got an opportunity to play in a top 15 offense, top 15 defense, and we can statistic every single position that we've got out there and have a bunch of guys that have had success. Certainly, more so I think I've seen in high school recruiting where the power conference has been impactful. More so when you kind of get into the layers of, transfers are looking for different things than high school kids are traditionally. And but certainly anytime that you can sell the conference, and we're super excited about the ACC and the opportunity we have there, I think that'll can't hurt us in recruiting for sure.
Where have you seen the biggest growth in Preston and Kevin in camp so far?
Man, that's a great question. I think that there's a comfort level. I think Preston being able to get in there, and he probably of all the wildness that our offense is, I think those two guys they've been the most poised to help drive us, the direction that we need to, and that's what we're going to have that in order for our offense to rally around that and develop from there. But to see the confidence that Preston has when he takes the huddle has been awesome. Kevin's really the same way. I think that he's a guy that has come in now that he's got a full grasp of the offense and he's got confidence from having played in games, big games. Then I think both those guys, when they take the huddle, when they speak, everybody's quiet and they know what they're looking for, and they do a great job. Both of them are really doing a nice job communicating post-snap, post-series with us about what it is that they saw and what it is that they're looking for and where they're the most comfortable in operating their offense right now.
What's it been like adding Matthew Hibner to that tight end room for you guys?
Man, I wouldn't tell him to his face, but it's been an unbelievable addition. So he's awesome. Better than I hoped he'd be. I knew he was a lot of things. He had limited reps through the course of playing there, and there's a lot of factors went into that. But he's really been a blessing to our room, not just from his ability. I mean, he's got great ability, but he's a professional. He's a teammate. He's all those things that you want out of somebody transferring in that role. And I think that we're providing him an opportunity to go showcase what it is that he wants. And I think that this is one of the great stories of the transfer portal. This is why the transfer portal was created. Man, you get a guy that's a college graduate from the University of Michigan that gets to roll in here and get a great graduate degree from our business school over here, have an opportunity to have success and have more of a role in football and have more of an opportunity to showcase what ability he's got. And we're sure glad he joined us.
It's been kind of a search for some of those transfer tight ends to come in and help out RJ and take some of the load off of him. With Matthew and what he's shown on the field along with Adam Moore, how creative can you be with that group in terms of
I
personnel?
think that's one of the most exciting developments that I think we've had on offense is that tight end room and being able to find somebody, like you said, to supplement RJ. And as you go through the transfer portal, everybody sees RJ. And so, and that was awesome for Matt to be able to see what the offense really was, how it could provide a multi-tight end set, what our history has been over the past 5 years with multiple tight ends and how we operated our best with multiple tight ends that are growing and developing. You mentioned Adam Moore, who is getting better and better, and he's closer and closer to being able to take on an every down model, type of role. And so, I think that can get us in all the places that we'd like to be offensively. Anytime that you can present multiple personnel formations without having to substitute at tempo, that's I think we can be operating at our highest levels when we're given a 12 picture, a 10 picture, an 11 picture, even a 13 picture, but not having to change those guys out. And it's a great responsibility on our guys, but they've embraced it, and it's fun. It's fun for them to be able to operate and do all the many things that we have to do within this offense, but we got some good guys that are doing that.
Speaking of, just what have you asked of RJ this offseason to take that next step, and then just what have you seen from him kind of taking on that challenge and doing it on the field?
Yeah, I think RJ's biggest challenges was his for his own longevity and for his own sake and for his own development as a player, which then contributes to what it is that we're doing as a team, is just lifting his professionalism from all the he just turned 20. He's still, he looks like a grown man, acts like a grown man. We would treat him like a grown man, but he's still a young guy, and he's developing those, but understanding what it takes when you leave this building to go take care of your body and to eat and sleep the right way and to start developing some of those professional habits that are going to carry him on and make sure his body withstands the grind of what this league's going to be. And he's certainly a guy that will have an opportunity once college is done to continue to play. And if he wants to have that, then the biggest challenge to him is continuing to develop that professionalism about how he treats his own body, and doing those things. So he's taking those steps, you know what I mean? And I think that he's trying to dig in and study more, ask older guys how it is that they rehab and prehab and get extra work in the training room to make sure that you can do preventative measures just as, instead of everything being reactive or instead of everything being reliant on the fact of I'm just a better athlete than everybody else. Then, okay, now, we got to take those applications and do that. Certainly he came into fall camp 238. That's amazing to see that development from him and everything. He's down a little bit with all the water weight and just as hot as it's been, but he's he's ready to go and he's as excited as anybody in our room about having guys like Matt and Adam develop that we can all be full speed the entire course of the game and really stretch this offense even further than it's been so far.
In your years of knowing Coach Lashley, how have you seen him?
Oh gosh, in every way you can. I've always he's a really good. I was very blessed to be friends with him before we got into this role, right? We came into this business together, and he was a young guy. And he and Lauren had just been married, like they celebrated their second anniversary or something, like right when I had met them. And so we were there for the birth of the boys and girls. And they actually, my wife had been an acquaintance of his wife, so that's actually how I met her. And then now we've had our 5 kids, and so it's he's a great coach. It's been fun to watch him develop. He's always been the same competitor that he is now, and I remember those days in the in what we called the engine room back then when we were GAs together playing Techno Bowl against each other. It was just as you can see that same competitive fire now coming out and showing here. But I do think that his poise and his steadiness has grown throughout his career. Obviously, the success he's had offensively, you got to be super proud of him for going out there on his own and really, he was with Coach Malzahn for so long. When he got that necessary separation for both of them, I thought that was really beneficial for him and his development. And it's been awesome watching. He took that and he went and what we all knew the spirit of the offense once was, he took it and made it his own, and we've been able to really develop through that for the past couple of years. But I mean, he's always been a great person, but to see him now elevated into this role and to have to lead the number of people that he leads, and he has influence and impact on the number of people he does. He cares about the people that are here, and he's always been that. But it's to see that responsibility, borne upon him is really cool. And there's not a better man for this job right now than him.
What have you seen? I know there's a lot of trust between you and Coach Lashley with Coach Justice, but what have you seen from the offensive line? Seems like it's just kind of a lot of tinkering, a lot of moving around to kind of see what guys can do and who those best five are.
That may be the wildest of our horses right there, right? So we're all trying to just keep them together. But Coach Justice has done a great job for a long time, and he's got ideas about, we got these guys. Like I said, it's kind of a raw canvas, right? We got these just raw talent, power, unbelievable what it is that they can do. All right, let's see if we can hone them in and let's put them in the positions where they, it's finding the place where they can have the most success as a cohesive unit. We're trying to find a way to get our 5 best players on the field. And then what's the right, alignment to get that done, to make sure that we're, accounting for the double teams that we need to account for, and accounting for the space that we need to account for, and accounting for what it is that we're trying to get done in pass protection, and just thinking through all the details of those guys. The experience of some of the guys compared to the others is certainly influential with that. We got, Coach Justice and Coach Lashley have been together. This is coming up on our 5th, their 5th year together, our 3rd year together, as all 3 of them, and he's done a wonderful job. One, continuing to supplement our room with guys. This is the deepest room that we've had. This is the most athletic room that we've had. So we've been able to build from what we had when we got here to really a competitive Power 5 offensive line. We just got to get them to gel. And now, as we kind of iron this thing out and get them to gel a little bit more and get some of those guys that are banged up back, that's kind of the other thing right now is without Logan full speed back, without Ben Sparks full speed back, without Andrew Chambly full speed back, Now all of a sudden you got the makings of something that could be really special if we can continue to, just put the reins on it and get it honed in.
Speaking of depth, the wide receiver position has a bunch of guys. How is it important though that 1, 2, however many step up to be the guy and a go-to guy for this offense?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I think the beauty about what Coach Likens has been able to do there and what we've built is we've got 6 guys. I don't know what the ending stats of last year ended up being, right? We had like 8 guys with more than 30 touches and more than 300 yards receiving. So I think that our offense has proven that we can support 2 sets of starters. And our offense has also proven that we had a 2nd-round draft pick in Rashee Rice who led the country in receiving. So we have the versatility within this offense to be able to rely on one guy and then also rely on multiple guys. And I think that, I don't know how many school records we ended up setting last year, but I do know that the versatility and the speed with which we got is driven by that group. And I think that the competitiveness drives them to be better, right? So you have an opportunity to get some of those guys that rise to the top. And maybe it's one week it's this, and then the next week it's this support, and I mean, I don't think we had, I remember maybe conversations, we didn't have a 100-yard receiver until week 12 or something last year, right? But still had all the stats and touches and everything that went out. I think that comfort develops with the quarterbacks and some of those guys thus far. We've been really, really comfortable with all 6 of them that we got that are, that we would all consider those guys to be starters, and I think that for our offense to operate at the highest level it possibly can, we got to be able to substitute to play fast, right? Have multiple guys in the games as many times as we're pushing the field vertically. We got to be able to make sure that we can supplement and get guys in there, and then so snaps 50 through 60 are just as fast offensively as snaps 5 to 15 are. So good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Camp been going for you so far?
It's going pretty good so far. I mean, a lot of improvement and a lot of things I can fix as well. So, it's 50-50.
What are some of those things you've been focusing on?
Most of the things, like just the little things, like carrying out my fake, make sure my fakes are right, just not putting the ball in jeopardy as well, just different things like that.
What's it like coming into this fall camp versus the last ones? Obviously, even more playing experience, now some starting experience too.
Yeah, it's like you said, starting experience, so like that really helped me boost my confidence going throughout the year. Like just in fall camp, like knowing where to go with the ball, having experience, the game speed's not too fast for me, so like just different things like that, it's helping me a lot.
Coach, go ahead.
How do you feel about the quarterback room in general, just all the talent you guys have?
We have a great quarterback room. I mean, we got at least 4 guys that can go out there and play and swing the ball around, move the ball. So, I mean, I'm feeling really good about this group, and I think we compete with anybody in the nation. So.
Coach mentioned, each of the last 2 years having to play 3 quarterbacks, and I think one of the years you guys ended up playing 4. But how important is it to just stay ready, and how is your preparation different maybe this year compared to last year?
I mean, I won't say anything is different. Last year and this year, just prepare like the starter, prepare like we're gonna play all the time. Don't get scared to get thrown in the fire. Go out there and just play, and do what you do.
Both you and Preston have talked about it, but how do you keep that friendship, that really close bond, while you guys are out here then on the field competing for that spot?
I mean, like we're playing a game. It's not nothing personal. So all the time when he's going, I'm out there cheering for him. When I'm going, I know he's cheering for me. So just different things like that. And outside of football as well, with great bond. Talk outside, call here and there. So.
Where have you seen the biggest jump in your game?
Turning the ball over less, not putting the ball in jeopardy, and throwing the ball away when I need to, not just forcing stuff. So it's starting going.
What's the chemistry like with the receivers this year? I mean, now you've got the whole group that's back in terms of those 6.
Yeah, we got 6 returning starters, basic starters returning. So, I mean, it's a real big confidence booster for us. We're able to trust them, they're able to trust us, and like the chemistry, just like timing routes here and there. So we've been doing it for like 2 years, and we should really do it.
What have you seen from Keldrick? As he's kind of in a position you were in when you a couple years ago.
Yeah, Keldrick's a ball. When he come in, he get a completion here and there. Rarely you see him turn the ball over or get an incompletion. So he's just moving the ball. When it's his time, he step in the game and just play freely, just swing the ball.
With the tight end room, RJ, Matthew, Adam Moore, how confident are you in that group?
Yeah, I'm really confident. Just put the ball up in their area, they're gonna make a play. Like you said, like you saw earlier, put the ball in his place. He made a play for me. Right outfield. Same with RJ, Man, all of them. They're gonna make a play for me. So I got really high trust in them.
How excited are you to be a part of this team that goes into the ACC for the first time at SMU?
Yeah, I'm really excited. We're considered the underdog, so we're gonna come in and make a statement. I'm really excited to get this year over.
Got the cross there on your right pad. Just talk about your relationship with God and how it gets you through this season.
Yeah, growing up as a kid, my family went to church like every Sunday, so it's a big deal for me. Just having God and Jesus by my side, just being able to lay back on them, knowing they have me, just trust them.
Adjustment for you? You feel like it fit right in?
There's been some adjustment. Obviously, just kind of being around the new team, new people, trying to see where I can fit in, and making friends and all that's been good. But I feel like I've been able to transition really smoothly. As far as like the system, how plays are called, it's basically flipped on its head and shaken. But football is football, so it's been pretty easy to kind of grasp big picture ideas and plays conceptually, and so far it's been good.
What stuck out to you about SMU that made you want to come here?
I love the Dallas area. I love the people here. The football, the high-powered offense. They like to drive the ball down the field, which I'm excited about, to be able to kind of be able to block, but also get open in space and show off some speed. I'm really excited to do that. And then just the network in Dallas and everything outside of football has been incredible. When I visited with my dad for the first time, we couldn't find anything to convince us not to come here. So.
What's it like joining that room where RJ is established himself and Adams and Tripp are kind of up and coming, and how have you kind of fit into that group?
Oh, it's been good. Honestly, I think the competition's just made everyone better. I mean, I think everyone in there has the mindset that, they want to be the guy. And I think anyone who plays football, if you don't have that mindset, you're probably not playing to the best of your ability. So it's been cool to be able to push each other. And I think everyone brings different, aspects of the game that they specialize in. But at the end of the day, we're all trying to be as complete as possible. And I think we're just helping each other do that.
How are your relationships developing with both Kevin and Preston as fall camp develops?
Oh, it's great. Kevin and I joke around all the time on the field. Preston and I, we've gotten a ton of extra reps after practice. We've gotten dinner together, so it's been good. But both great guys, easy to get along with, easy to kind of build that relationship with. So,
What is your skill set that you're going to bring to the offense? You catch the ball, block, and just describe your mindset.
I kind of want to surprise. I think people think I was going to come in here and be a blocking side end, which I definitely intend to do. But you get me out in space, I'll make some plays. So I'm hoping to be able to show that off and hopefully do a little bit of both, be a complete side end.
How exciting is it that there's the opportunity for quite a few 2 tight end sets? I think Coach Woods brought up even 3 tight end sets to kind of use all of you guys in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I think it's super exciting. Not just for me, obviously, it's a plus, but just as an offense, it creates so many more opportunities and mismatches. Defenses have to decide whether they want to play base or nickel against us. We can get in tight sets or spread out, without changing our personnel, without having to sub. So I think it just adds a whole totally new element to the offense that defenses have to game plan for. And again, bonus for all the tight ends in the room. So
Has there been any adjustment to the heat down here for you?
it certainly
hit
has.
a little different.
Everyone keeps telling me every time I say it's hot out that it's not even hot yet. So I'm excited to see just how hot it gets. But it took a little bit of time. But I get my tan on, so there's pros and cons. It's definitely a blessing and a curse.
Thanks, man.